everybody, Styx here with the Token Minorities, bringing you another episode of Styx versus the top of the ladder. Now, considering that this is actually going to become a series, I would like to point out that my cutoff for the top of the ladder will now be top 50. I know in the past two videos I have limited it to top 10, but considering I have to make this a consistent thing, I am, like I said, going to make every battle against somebody in the top 50, and if it's in the top 10, then it happens. But either way, today we have an RU battle against White Queen. Now, you may be looking at her team and thinking, oh, there is a Frostlass. Yes, this battle is quite old. This was actually during suspect testing when Frostlass was still in RU. However, this was a very good battle, and considering I was not using any suspected Pokemon, I figured that I may as well start recording this. And looking at her team, it's got a bunch of threats that I'm just going to have to deal with. But without further ado, let's just jump right into the battle. She leads with her Frostlass, and I lead with my Cobalion. I know she's going to set up spikes, and there's nothing I can do about that first layer because she's faster, so I just decide to taunt. And at this point, I just go for my rocks because she really can't do anything. And she gets up her rocks on her Cobalion as she wins the speed tie, which is really unfortunate for me. Now she just goes for the Volt Switch, gets some Swish Initiative back into her Frostlass. As I go for the close combat, once again she wins the speed tie, which is very unfortunate for me, meaning that she will be able to just keep getting hazards up. And right now I really see no point in taunting, so I'll just go into my Drapion via the Volt Switch and see what I can do. Now at this point I am predicting the taunt, so I just go straight for the knockoff to take the Frostlass out. Had she gone for Destiny Bond, I would have been in a really tough position, but now my knockoff's disabled too, so she goes into her Doublade, and at this point all I have on that Drapion that I can use is unfortunately the Poison Jab, which will not affect it, meaning that she can set up. And right now, early in the battle, I already have rocks and 2 layers of spikes on my side, which could spell disaster for me. Considering that Doublade just got that Swords Dance up, I can't risk going for anything except Dark Pole, so that's just what I do right there. As she switches into her Cobalion, gets the +1, and just Volt Switches out, a very nice play on her part, and goes into her Ambipom. Now my Amoonguss is specially defensive, not physically, meaning that I really cannot take much. Plus I have Cobalion, which does not take anything from Ambipom bar a couple power-up punches, but I know that she's just going to go for the fake out, so I decide to switch in, take a lot of hazards damage, and right now I'm just going to go for the Volt Switch because I know she's going to switch out as she goes into her Cobalion, because I was also thinking she might go into Doublade, predicting the close combat. I go into my Mega Love Disc because Cobalion can't do anything, as it just goes for the taunt. And fortunately, I have 2 attacking moves on this thing, so I just decide to go for the Scald because it's obvious she's going to taunt again, and luckily I get the burn. However, oh, that does take it out. She was not running lefties. I did not notice that before. But now she just goes into her Heliolisk. I'm taunted. I can't protect, plus I have Amoonguss, and thank the Lord I have Regenerator on both of these, because otherwise this battle would have gone downhill fast. As the damage being racked up on all my pokes. But anyway, she goes into her Sharpedo, which tells me that she is going to go for the Crunch, because Amoonguss would not be able to take it, and I just go into my Mega Love Disc at this point. Take the Crunch easily, though not as easily as I would have liked, because she does have the Life Orb on her Sharpedo, and at this point I'm just going to Wish Protect, get my health back up as she goes into her Heliolisk, and now I can scout to see whatever she wants to bring in, as she just goes for the Volt Switch, of course, why wouldn't she? But I get back to full. Now I can just go into my Amoonguss again, sponge that hit. Again, hazards, if I didn't have a Regenerator, this would have been a really bad time. But Amoonguss comes in, and luckily my rocks are actually doing work on her team because nothing has leftovers, and I can really just switch between my 3 walls at this point, although Cobalion does not enjoy taking repeated hits and the hazards because he does not have Regenerator. But right now I just go into Cobalion, take it, get the close combat off. This time she brings in Doublade, and I go for the taunt. She's probably going to kill me, but It doesn't matter. This way Double can't set up, and I go into my Drapion now because I can knock off, I can go for Toxic Spikes, I can do whatever, and she just brings in her Ambipom, who is going to be knocked out by the knockoff. And I am actually in a really good position despite having almost all hazards set up on my side by like turn 5 or something. She goes into her Sharpedo. I know at this point that Alomomola can take whatever hit Sharpedo wants to throw at it. Oh, not Alomomola, Mega Love Disc, I apologize. But, so I just go for the Wish Protect again, as per usual. And obviously I'm going to protect this turn, scout the Heliolisk. Oh no, I don't. I just switch right into my Amoonguss. Huh. I guess I wanted it to get back up to full so it could take on the Sharpedo because Alomomola has Regenerator anyway. Huh, good play, Mitch. Attaboy. But right now Sharpedo, that does a lot of damage. But I'm able to just KO it with a Giga Drain, and that Sharpedo's out of the way, which is actually a huge threat to my team. And his Double comes back in. I believe I should be able to Spore it. Not sure. Yeah, I do. Because she tries to set up the Swords Dance, which she does. But at this point, I can go into Drapion again. And this thing's more of a check to it than anything. Because I can just knock off and taunt. And it really depends right now how many turns of sleep she gets to whether or not I will be able to pull this off. She gets a 2-turn sleep right there, and that's really, and I get another knockoff, and that 3rd turn of sleep, that was it. I mean, that's all I needed, because Shadow Sneak will not be able to KO me, and she just decides to scoop at this point. Looking at her rating, she was 1486 during this battle, and that, I believe, was good enough for number 14 on the ladder. So, great game, White Queen. Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. And this is Styx, signing out. Why not? See you guys.